I'm doing my thing because I was too dang tired last night. Look, and there she goes, curling next to Garfield. Get away, get away. Hmm? Oh, man, wait a minute. What the hell? Start without me. Ow. What's up, World Wide Web? E-Daddy, your angry toy guy, and I've hit up invites and all that fun stuff, so we're good to go. Oh. Tonight we're gonna look at Stridor. Have some fun with it. And I'm finally going to take a good look at that horse that Super 7 gave us. You know, that Night Stalker ripoff. Yeah. All right, so I've hit everywhere up. To let them know we're going to get this show started. Give it a minute or two, see who decides they're going up to the party. I'm trying to see if that man cave dweller and Dano comes into the room, so we have a little bit of fun with everything tonight. Everybody's wondering, this is what happens when, one, you work all week, and then two, you have a vehicle that does not have a key that will unlock the doors, and the thing mysteriously, without being told to, locks on its own. It's called me going through and breaking into my own car. Just about broke my hand trying to pull the top part of the door back so I could get a coat hanger down in there because the pry bar just wouldn't get it back far enough. Oh. All right, so anyways, come on, people, now. Wouldn't it be nice if everybody just show up and I wouldn't have to bug the hell out of them? I know how to do this. Yeah, this will get everybody's attention. Anyways, like I said, tonight we're going to talk about Stridor. And all that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and give it a minute here. Or, well, I don't know, I've done giving it more than a minute. Get everybody to show their butts up. You know, I posted this thing earlier. Say, hey, 9 o'clock night, guys. We'll go live. We'll do this. We'll have fun with it. Crickets. Anyways, so Stridor. Originally, he appeared in the 83 Filmation series. And to be honest, they had a lot of Android horses, and they named one Stridor. Stridor was basically one that Man-at-Arms built that was more well-armed than the others. So they're all Android horses. Most of them were all brown, silver, and orange in color. Stridor himself possessed more strength than the other Android horses. Had a computer system that could detect imminent danger, and he would neigh like a real horse to warn his rider of the imminent danger. In the Filmation series, during a battle with Morgoth, who was an evil wizard, Stridor showed his true heroism by penetrating the magic barrier that was designed to keep out all living things. With him being an android, a robotic horse, doesn't count. He knocked out the evil wizard's magic gem and anchor to eternity out of the barrier, thus allowing He-Man to be able to destroy it. He-Man was grateful for it and carried Stridor to Man-at-Arms for repairs. And after restoring Stridor's functions, Man-at-Arms used the electro-thought monitor to discover that Stridor dreamed of freedom even though he was a machine. Sorcerers thought it was a good idea, and so did He-Man and Man-at-Arms. So they granted Stridor his freedom, but He-Man always thought that it would return if it was ever needed. Now, I know a lot of us with Stridor, we always associate Stridor with Fisto, and this gets alluded to more and more. And I guarantee you, we all did it as kids with Stridor. Stridor was always the one that was piloting or was riding Stridor. So, but it wasn't really alluded to too much in the Filmation series. Kevin Castillo, welcome, buddy. I'd get some people up in here. I started being lonely. You guys make the show more interesting whenever I do this. Don't worry. I promise we're going to see the angry side tonight because I've got the Super 7 version of Stridor here, and we know about my love of Super 7 stuff. So keep watching. This will be interesting. In the 83 mini comics, Stridor was finally presented as being Fisto's armored warhorse. That's what I'm alluding to. A lot of us all did it. Oh, Kev, whenever I get the new office done, trust me, everything that's been reviewed so far by me is all going to be hanging on a wall like up behind me, and so that means this poor horse has got to go up on there. Now in the minis, we finally get to see, where the orange helmet came from because they showed him always wearing it. Was capable of delivering strong kicks with its rear legs. Was very intelligent and had the power of speech. When Fisto was once captured, Stridor saved him by letting He-Man know that Fisto had been captured. So right there, the horse had some uses other than something to be rode around on. The 83 Golden Books and the 84 UK World Annuals, Stridors were android horses in King Randor's army. Could travel into areas that normal horses couldn't, and in any kind of weather. And once again was seen as Fisto's choice of ride, even though other heroic warriors rode him too. The 83 Golden Ladybird books. Once again, there was multiple Stridors equipped with geosensors. It's basically to warn the riders of oncoming danger, much like the way it was in Filmation. And these sensors were connected to Stridor's bionic brain. Now, in the 84 German Interpart Condor comics, Stridor was described as He-Man's invincible armored warhorse, and his heavy stomps made the ground tremble. And I'm going to burn through this one. Sweet. The 86 UK comic mags. Stridor was a brave and loyal steed, usually ridden by Fisto again. Now, that would, Castillo, I'll give you the credit. Yeah, the horse was, pretty awesome. But we wouldn't get to see it in the 2000X series. They never brought Stridor in, even whenever they introduced Fisto. So we wouldn't get to see it again until the 2012 comics, which basically, showing it, Stridor wasn't just one horse. It was a complete fleet of android steeds. They carried Randor's fifth division into the Battle of Sarnscepter. And in the 2012 comics, they showed the riders straddling the Stridors compared to with the way the vintage toy was, and even what we got from Super 7, where, the riders were inside, they had the seat on Stridor, slid down into the back of the horse, and it was in there. But that's how that, instead they show them riding them. I never could understand why they did that. All right. So there's what we got as far as backstory goes. Super 7 did not put any kind of writing out for Stridor. I guess they didn't get with the org and go through and put some kind of classics bio in there, like we've seen with every other figure ever done. So that's why we didn't get any kind of classics canon for him. Because I even went through and I dug out the box that Stridor came in from Super 7 and looking, sure enough, nothing there. A little disappointed on that one, but we'll cover that here shortly. So we'll go with my incomplete vintage version of Stridor. I see, much like when I was a kid, I still keep Fisto in with Stridor. So he was in the minis. We'll cover this feller later on down the road whenever I get me another 2000X Fisto. Now, I've lost the orange helmet that went with him and his tail. But this is like one of the few rides, other than like Night Stalker that really, other than it had the movable guns, you had the rotating gun on the back. That was about it. Most of the decoration on it was all stickers and everything. And to be honest, to find one in good shape that's got everything where it's all complete and all that, it's kind of hard to do. I had one a while back. Was going to complete this one. Thought I'll go ahead and get rid of the other one like a dum-dum. But anyways, still was pretty awesome. And, if you was able to get more, multiple of these, you could do like in the Filmation and have them to where they were, everybody could have one. But they were pretty much statuesque. And we didn't have, any moving parts on it. Like I said, except for the guns. They just basically move up and down. And the rotating gun on the back end. I mean, overall, I mean, there was a little bit of on the plastic whenever they molded them out. Yeah, a little bit of detail to it, but most of the detail came with the stickers. Now I'm going to point this out now, and I had to look over and see it. About this sticker right here. And you see it on both sides. Now, so we'll see that here. All right. I mean, overall, it wasn't that bad. Put Fisto back in. Somewhere where I can put him up out of the way. All right. Now for the part. Yeah, with the classic or with the vintage one, yeah, you almost got to think like a Trojan horse with that, Kevin. I will agree with you on that one. All right. So, here we go with the Super 7 version of Stridor. Now, take Fisto out, which, yes, I do have one. However, this is not an actual Fisto. It has been it's a custom one that a good friend of mine, old Ruddy, found on eBay fairly cheap, and for a custom one, it's damn near awesome looking. The guy who made this, he'd also made a different chest armor for it, but I guess apparently it wouldn't stay together, so he actually put the real Fisto chest armor on there. I mean, I don't have the 2000X sword or the 2000X head for it, but still, I guess I can still say I got a Fisto. But we're not discussing Fisto tonight. All right, so Stridor Ralph Bat did very much look like the vintage version, with the exception of a lot of things where it was stickers. We actually got the detail on it. And, well, and the only thing I was disappointed in was right here on the inside. I was really hoping this would have been detailed and everything like they'd done like with Roton, or like the Mattel did with Roton. You know what? I just made myself wonder. Okay, never mind. Mattel did the same thing with Night Stalker, so we're basically overall, I mean, this is nothing more than a complete repaint of the Night Stalker, which, I mean, both of them, I mean, both lines, you know, both the Classics line, whether it's done by Mattel or Super 7, and the Vintage line, basically both horses were repaints, you know, reuse. Now with this, we had plenty of articulation. Yes, Night Stalker was Jitsu's horse, in which I do keep Jitsu with Night Stalker. We had two headpieces that came actually with Stridor. We had his normal one, and then they decided that they were going to put an orange version of Night Stalker's headpiece in with it. I didn't really understand why, and I still don't to this day. Now, the material as far as the headpieces go, this one, it's a little bit more of a solid, you know, rubber piece and everything. Wasn't bad compared to this one that was really flimsy and everything feeling. Now, this one, we had plenty of articulation. The neck moved in all kinds of different ways. There's one thing I didn't like about Super 7. When they shipped the guns, I wish they had made these to where you had to put them on, because mine, I imagine a lot of people's did, end up being bent. So basically, unless he was shooting upward, he's going to be shooting his ass in the damn head or in the neck. I tried heating that thing, and it just kept going right back the way it was. So, but anyways, he still had the guns that would move up and down. Still had the gun on the back end that rotated, and movable tail. Now, here, we were able to go through and pretty much pose Stridor in any way we wanted to. Had the clicking motions for the joints, for the knee joints. Not really on the, yeah, you had them on the ankle joints too. You know, you can go through and give him that look that we had back in the day. Yeah, I'm trying to do it right now, Kevin. You know, to make him just about look like the vintage version. Like I said, he had a lot more detail to him. I'm saying the same thing with Night Stalker. You had the, but here's the problem. You try to pose him the way that the vintage version came, and he will tip over. He will tip sideways every time until that foot hits the ground. Kind of off balance a little bit. And it was also cool, and I don't know if you can see it too well, but right here, they put a lot of detail in there. You know, there you go. You can see it right there really good. To make, you know, to show, you know, he's supposed to be in a robotic horse. I wish they had painted the detail on that too. But I mean, all in all, I mean, it's a nice throwback. The only thing I wish is they had, you know, instead of putting this right here, there, they'd have put the emblem on there, much like they did with the vintage version. But I mean, all in all, hell, there's even some detail on the inside here. I mean, all in all, is other than the fact that, yeah, all it was basically, and we know Mattel was bad about it, whether it been the Classics line or the Vintage line. Super 7 followed suit, repainted. They basically got the molding and the cast for this and went through and did that. Yeah, Kevin, look, take a look at this. I mean, that's the way, you know, we know Stridor is supposed to look right there. What I don't get was that one. I really don't. Now, I do have a harder time keeping this standing a lot of times, because, I mean, it does seem like some of the, like, where the legs go into the body, like there, it's a little on the loose side. Trying to keep him standing a lot of times. And it's going to take me like forever to get him back the way I had him standing up there. But like I said, you know, you go through and you get Fistoed up there and sitting there up there on him, and it just looks right. But overall, I mean, in all honesty, I seriously think Super 7 could have done a lot more with it and given us something that we would have liked a lot more. Done away with the cheap plastic. I mean, like I said, they did a great job as far as giving us the plastic for the headpiece, the alternate headpiece, if we wanted him to look like Night Stalker. I don't know if it's because they got the molds for it from Mattel and that's how it went. I don't know. Never could really understand why they did that, and I never will. I think I've complained enough about, it seems like a lot of figures that Super 7 puts out, it's almost like they like to reuse the molds from stuff. No, Kevin, Night Stalker does not have the headpiece like Stridor. Because whenever I got my Night Stalker, it was still in the box, and I took him out, and no, there wasn't a second one for him. So this is something the Super 7 decided they were going to do. They just basically, made one piece different for him, and that was the regular Stridor headpiece. Everything else, they went through and they basically remolded from or basically poured into the molds that Mattel had from Night Stalker. Bam, here we go. Because, I mean, they had a chance to go through and, and do a little bit different, and they didn't. Because, I mean, while Stridor, yeah, it was a cool piece to have, and I'm pretty sure every one of us had it. But they went that route. I don't know. I don't get it. So, anyways, yeah, Kevin, that's why I get upset about some of this stuff. Because, I mean, it's like we'll get some really cool stuff, and then we get stuff that you can obviously tell it is nothing more than a repaint of something that we've already got. And Stridor here was the perfect example. Here we had two different companies making two different horses for the Masters line. We had Mattel go through and they gave us Night Stalker. Super 7, later on, they get the line. They're like, all right, we're going to give you guys a Stridor. Awesome. We pre-order it. We wait all these months. We get a fucking repaint with a helmet piece that Stridor never had in any of the rest of the canon. Every one of the other canons where Stridor was shown had him shown wearing this. And I'm shown wearing this particular headpiece right here. Now that was little man. He doesn't ever really pay attention to the sign. It says now taping. It's all right. So, anyways, that's my take, my look on Stridor. I was not happy with what we got as far as what Super 7 gave us, because like I said, it's nothing more than a damn repaint of Mattel's Night Stalker. I've said it already throughout this, so much they could have done to give us something that would have blown us away. Made us go, yes! Instead, a lot of us are going, no. packed them in so tight. The majority of people's Stridors, the guns that's on the shoulders, are bent. I didn't have that problem with my Night Stalker. Kevin, if I'm almost remembering correctly, I may be wrong, but it honestly may have been you that I got my Night Stalker from, brother, a couple years ago. I think it was like the first of any of the rides that I got. It was actually for the Classics line. Now, it was the second ride I ever got, because the first one I got was my Battle Ram. And once again, I was amazed by the damn size differential, of them. You're right, Kevin. They could have changed the face up a little bit. I mean, and with the side, and the robotic legs, I mean, yeah, they still got the same, they got the robotic detail in there for the legs. Yeah, big damn difference there. But I mean, you're right. There's a lot of stuff that they could have done different. And like I said, Super 7 could have. And instead, we get that. I don't know. Notice the Super 7 hasn't attempted to do anything different or do any kind of more rides like a Road Ripper or Stridor or anything else. I don't know, maybe they just thought, what can they do? That'd be different. But anyways, that's my look at the whole backstory on Stridor. I'm taking a look at the two toys that we've gotten in the line over the years. I'd hate to say it, this is one of those deals where Super 7 went through and they dropped the ball. And it sucks. So, classics wise, or vintage wise, I'll do 4 out of 5 on, because the fact of really with everything they made the vintage one out of, and whether it was that one or the Night Stalker, it don't matter. They both held up well. I mean, get one that's complete. You're not going to find the legs cracked or anything like that. Yeah, you got issues with tails and stuff like that. Get another one, another Stridor in the classic style, Kevin? Because I keep my eye out for it. I mean, overall, the vintage version is still, nice, right? Okay, I will let you know, Kev. But the classics one we got from Super 7, cheap plastic, and basically, like I said, it's not more than a repaint of Night Stalker. 2 out of 5. That may be the lowest I've done so far since I started doing the rating system. If we're gonna, if you're gonna go through and you're gonna use parts and stuff for characters and use parts from other ones, that don't make you any different than a damn customizer. Honestly. Now, so that's it on Stridor. Next week, since I finally got it in, got a 2000X one in. That means I've got one for vintage, one 2000X, and one classics version. We're going to talk about Cyclone next week. But also, this week, I'm going to be on top of me working my normal job. Kev, if I'd known all that, dude, we'd have been making I wish you'd have said something about that a while back, man. We'd have really been making been wheeling and dealing. I still refuse to, until I get my office done and then I finally get a Classics Grayskull, I'm not covering Castle Grayskull or probably Snake Mountain either. Because I just too darn scared about what Super 7's going to give us. Oh, you're fine, Kev. You're fine, man. Shoot, me really, when it comes to 2000X, while I love the detail and the sculpt they did on them, one thing I don't like is the statuesque look to them all. But you've heard me talk about that in previous episodes. Anyway, so like I said, next week, Cyclone. Throughout the week this week, along with me trying to work my normal job, I'm going to do finally get another video put together to go into the customs corner or the custom creations corner, because I've got a really cool one that I want to go through and show off before I mail it to its owner, to its future owner. Okay. This one I've put a lot of time into getting it done. So anyways, I'm E-Daddy, your angry toy guy. And until next week, which, yes, I'm still going to do one next week because as much as I want to go see Avengers Endgame, that's not going to happen since every theater in this country is sold out this weekend for seeing that. And trust me, the only way I want to see that one is going to be in IMAX 3D. And I hate you, Castillo. Good, I'm going to make sure to do my video Friday so you cannot spoil it for me. Anyways, like I said, till next week, everybody go ahead and keep on collecting so that way the line will never die. Till next week.